Hello and welcome, my name is Anton and I'm the Hiking Swede. Today we are going to be talking about 5 tips for hiking in Sweden and the right to public access. So all of you coming to Sweden hiking, very welcome. Let's dive into this video. Where it doesn't apply. The right to public access doesn't apply in cities, near houses, in recreational areas, in national parks and in nature reserves. When it comes to national parks and nature reserves, every single one of them has their own rules here in Sweden. So you need to head into their website and check out what kind of rules they have. Sometimes also the municipality has the rules on their website. It could be a bit tricky to find, it could be very tricky to find in English, so Google Translate is here your best friend. But generally, there are no problems hiking anywhere in Sweden. You can pretty much go almost wherever you like. In most nature reserves or national parks, you will find some shelters where you can sleep or even houses. You could find some problems putting a tent up or making a fire, because generally you don't have those rights in those kind of areas. Sometimes you can get lucky and find a fireplace, and there might actually be places where you can put up your tent. Picking berries, mushrooms and fishing may be restricted in national parks and protected areas, so you need to do your homework before going out on a hike in Sweden. Where are you allowed to walk? You are allowed to access any land in Sweden except for private residences and the immediate vicinity around a house or cultivated land. Swimming in lakes and accessing beaches are also allowed as long as you stay away from the private residences. So show respect to other people's and other people's houses, and you should be able to hike pretty much wherever you want to go. Berries, mushrooms, sticks and branches. You are allowed to pick and collect berries, mushrooms and flowers. You are also allowed to catch fish in all the big lakes and also along the whole of the coastline. For other lakes, you might need to do some research for how to find a fishing permit and where to buy it. But for the most part, they aren't that expensive, so you should just buy a fishing permit and start fishing. You're also allowed to pick sticks and branches off the ground, but you're not allowed to break any branches or trees or take bark off of living trees. You're also not allowed to take branches or bark off a fallen tree, so you need to find all your firewood on the ground. So, where am I allowed to tent and make up fires? You can put up a tent pretty much anywhere. The rule of thumb is that you put up your tent well away from people's houses and farmland. It's within the right of public access to pitch 2 to 3 tents for 1 to 2 nights at the same spot. Then you'll have to move. A large group of people pitching a large group of tents can cause some serious damage to the ground and also sanitary problems. If you want to bring a large group and put up lots of tents, you are actually gonna need the landowner's permission. As long as there is not a drought, you are allowed to make a fire, but be wary, because don't start any forest fires. It is important though that you set your fire up on a place where it doesn't cause any damage to roots or trees or any of the environment around you. A man-made fireplace, gravel or sand is the best place for you to put your fire. And do not set up a fire on the rocks. The heat from the fire might cause the rock to crack, and that will leave disfiguring scars for all eternity that will never heal. Don't disturb and show respect to others. On your hike you are probably going to have lots of fun. Be sure to leave the nature the way it was before you went out for a walk. As long as we respect the nature, other people's integrity and rights, we are gonna have a really nice trip. There are lots of mountain cabins and wood cabins out there which are free to use. Just make sure that you are careful and respect other people which might also want to go there. Sometimes you will be alone and sometimes you will have to be 10 people in a small cabin. During the high seasons they might actually get full. You might have to be ready to sleep on the floor and not use one of the mattresses if they have one. Always make plans and be ready to find a crowded cabin. Try to leave just as much chopped wood as you have used during your stay at the cabin, and also don't forget to clean it out before leaving. And one last thing, don't ever lock the door, as people might be seeking shelter in the middle of the night. For more information, use Google, look at the Swedish tourist information or the Swedish National Park Services. There are lots of good information out there for you. If you have any questions for me about here to stay, where to get the information and what to do, just leave them in the comments below. I hope you all like this short information video. If you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe. It's really nice to see you here. Hope you all come back and have a great week.